Darren, you spoke recently about the expectations of the season so far and how the results have been going. How important was it to pull through on Saturday, obviously coming back from 1-0 down to win 3-1? And were you impressed by the mentality shown by the players?
I'm always impressed by the mentality of the players. I think that is their USP. They're fantastic characters, and good mentality, and sometimes the biggest compliment I can pay to them is that they can handle my mentality, my character, which isn't easy at times. But they've got good resilience. But the most important thing in the character of that team is the senior players are absolutely terrific. I don't want to talk about squads of the past, but the senior players here are just absolutely terrific. So, for example, when support is needed in that dressing room, they're very good at providing their teammates with that support. Very, very good. The ones that are a little bit more robust, a little bit more resilient to criticism, they're very good at rallying the other ones that maybe aren't. So I think the senior players in that dressing room are hugely important. I thought we were... I don't think we were as bad as maybe I've been told on Saturday first half. We made some good chances, and the goal we give away is not good. It's not a good look. But I thought again going back to their character, I thought their character took a lot of criticism at half time for individuality and things like that. I thought their resilience to that and then to get the goal. We got good quality. We know we got good quality, so we're defensively so much better. I think we give up one really good chance that probably made someone will be disappointed that they didn't take the volley came across the box. I think that was just after we equalised as well. But other players did terrific, and we saw real responsibility from players that we've not probably seen from that way. Again, going back to Reece Brown and Armand and Grego Cox, I thought they showed real responsibility in that second half.
And Charlie O'Connell made his debut on the weekend. He joined late last week. He featured in that second half. We came back to win. What will he bring to the squad in the next month or so?
Well, as you can see, I thought he did okay when he came on. I think he's got good quality, good technical quality, and he showed a lot of football intelligence, which to everyone else out there is common sense, really. When we talk about football intelligence, we talk about common sense. And he played what was on when it was on. He didn't execute everything nigh on, but his intent or his intention of what he was trying to do was very good. There were a couple of things that are defensively not really how we'd like him to work, but we can now have time with him on the training pitch. But he's going to be a really good player for us in that he obviously works with Lofthouse to cover Moss, and now we're going into 2 games a week, and Joe and Scott will need support. And for a young player like Charlie to come in and play with a Joe or a Scott Cuthbert is a really good experience for him. So hopefully it'll be a good time, a good period for him. He settled in very well. I've got to say, I think if he'd have been here last Monday with the full week, he'd have probably started the game. He trained that well from Thursday and Friday. Really nice lad, and really pleased, especially now, really pleased to have him for the next, I think we're going for another 20 or so days, another 3 weeks, so he'll be a big player in December.
And York next, York on Saturday. They have a new manager and we lost them on the opening day. What's changed for us since then and what can we expect from them this week?
Well, you go back to expectation, and it was a poor performance on opening day, and we all felt and saw that, including the supporters. I don't think it's quite as drastic as maybe everyone's made out, but I thought but that's because of expectation. I said in my programme notes, the expectation of our recruitment in that pre-season period, the pre-season performances, probably drove us maybe unrealistically into a place of this team will start win. It doesn't work like that. But I thought, again, going back to character, players show really good character since then. And all we've ever done is go back to what we practiced in pre-season. Nothing's changed. We just went back, practiced some more, tried to refine what we did, tried to get a little bit closer to a better standard of what we do or how we play, defend, and work very hard. And that's what this group does. It's so steady, and it works very hard on the principles of play that that I'd like to think I've brought to the football club. In regards to their new manager, we have no idea what they're going to be like. We have no idea of his involvement prior to Wrexham. We have no idea of his strategy and his principles of play this week on the training pitch. So really, it's a week where, in the same way that probably York are doing with the new coach, it's a good week for us just to look at us and concentrate on us and try and be better with us and try and keep on improving. But we've improved so quickly and with such a dramatic speed and acceleration that we have to manage our own mentalities and make sure that we're prepared for something different Saturday. We're prepared for, again, maybe periods of the game where we're not in control. All of these things. So, and as we get further into the season and we carry on where we are now, or around and about, it gets harder and harder, and it's the pressure gains and increases and grows, and that's where we're going to need our supporters to be as intelligent as they've been so far, and understand where we are and what we are as a club.
And whilst full focus is on that game, we do have Scunthorpe on Tuesday, a huge club down from the Football League, but they're bottom of our league. What can you sort of expect from that game?
I'm guessing it's a bit of a strange place. I mean, I had it last year at my last club, where you get rumours of takeovers and they get onto the brink of it and it's happening or it's not happening and might be happening. No manager in place. So, it was uncomfortable last year. I found that uncomfortable. And we had to work very hard on focusing the players through the whole season until I left to join here. So I bet it's tough. Maybe more so for the employees in the background, wondering whether they've got jobs or not. Players will have the security of a contract at least. And again, they've still got some massive Football League names within their roster. So, these are tough games. I always enjoy going to Scunthorpe and playing at Scunthorpe. Proper ground, proper Football League ground, a lot of history and tradition, quite tight. And you can get a good atmosphere there. And they're still so well supported. I mean, their fans deserve a lot of recognition for the way they've supported them. Still quite high up on the average attendance. So they've got that capability in them. And then it'll be what we have after Saturday available, fresh, fit. That I'm always trying to juggle now that fresh mind all the time, making sure players have got that freshness in their mind, because we are starting to get into the real sort of drags of the winter season, and it's important players have got fresh minds. And I think we saw that with the subs that are coming on at the minute are playing huge parts for us, and I think that they've got that freshness. So we may have to look at that and maybe implement something for Saturday, Tuesday. But yeah, it'll be two tough games. They're all tough games because, again, take away the opponent, the expectation is from our football club now and our supporters, and even Jeff says to me, I never expect this team to lose. So if Jeff's thinking it, I'm guessing it's probably an echo of our supporters, and we have to try and live up to them expectations every week, which is tough.
You touched on it there. The next couple of games, what's the squad looking like availability wise?
We had a couple out this week. with Knox. Obviously, Lofthouse came off at half time. He hasn't trained yet. We've had an injury in training to a player Tuesday, which will remain nameless. Wilkinson is still not available. Sid had successful surgery on Monday, which was great. So he's now on the road to recovery, hopefully for middle to back end of Jan, which will be brilliant. He'll be like a new player for us. He will be a new player for us on that second sort of that back nine of the season. Corboa hasn't trained yet, but is expected to, and it's just touch and go with the weather and the forecast with availability of training and whether we can train or can't train, or whether we can use other facilities or not. We're still not quite there as a club in that. I think I said that before the Oxford postponement. We're not quite there with provision and infrastructure for these types of things. We're not quite there, so that we can always implement a full-time programme. Bit of frost comes and all of a sudden you turn into a part-time team, only being able to train a couple of times a week. So these are all interesting experiences for me, because they're happening for the first time since I come here, and we need to be better at that. So it'll largely depend. Saturday's and Tuesday's squad will largely depend on how much training certain players can do or can't do, and how many minutes certain players can play and can't play. And it'll be a bit of a Rubik's cube. The next couple of games we'll have to try and work out different combinations to try and find the right sort of outcome. So all fun and games. There'll be, I'm sure, in the next two selections there'll be some I didn't expect that type comments, but that's where we are in the season, and these are the things you've got to do, and you've got to try and do them while you're winning as well.
Thanks for your time and best of luck.
Thank you.